A 2,100-year-old mummy with skin and organs intact was discovered in China, shocking archaeologists. The mummified remains of Lady Tân Chuy, the wife of a Han Dynasty official in ancient China, is one of the most extraordinary archaeological discoveries in the world, not only because of its age, but also due to its remarkable preservation, which has left scientists astounded. Over 2,000 years have passed, but the mummy remains astonishingly intact, sparking questions about the ancient Han's embalming techniques as well as their life and culture. Lady Tân Chuy, who died at the age of 50, lived during a prosperous period of the Han Dynasty. However, her indulgent and sedentary lifestyle led to many serious health conditions, including obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, and arteriosclerosis. These illnesses weakened her heart and ultimately caused her sudden death. Nevertheless, she left the world an invaluable legacy, an impeccably preserved mummy, as if she had just passed away yesterday. In 1972, a major excavation took place when workers digging a drainage tunnel on a hillside in Hunan Province, China, uncovered the tomb of Lady Tân Chuy. The miracle occurred when archaeologists opened the coffin and discovered a mummy with intact skin, hair, and eyelashes. Her body was protected by 20 layers of silk fabric and encased in 4 wooden coffins, wrapped in white clay and charcoal. These measures helped safeguard her body from water and insects, preventing decomposition over the centuries. What astonished scientists even further was that the internal organs and blood vessels of Lady Tân Chuy were almost entirely preserved. Experts even tested a small amount of remaining blood in her veins and identified her blood type as A. Her skin retained its elasticity, softness, and moisture, while her joints were still quite flexible, something most ancient mummies cannot boast. Additionally, her tomb contained many priceless artifacts, ranging from 100 silk garments to 160 wooden figurines symbolizing servants, along with countless pieces of jewelry, all reflecting the luxurious, wealthy life she had lived. The mummy of Lady Tân Chuy is not only a significant archaeological discovery, but also a message about life and death, about the legacies that people leave for future generations. Even after more than 2,000 years, her story remains alive in the minds of those studying the history, culture, and people of a glorious era. However, this is not all that Chinese archaeology has to offer. In this vast and mysterious land, archaeologists have made countless surprising discoveries, from ancient tombs to skeletons of the ancients to relics left by our ancestors, all of which make the world tremble whenever they are announced. So, what are these discoveries? What secrets do they hold? Right now, let's continue our exploration together. The mysterious trap in the deadliest tomb in China. You may not know that ancient Chinese culture placed great importance on tombs. Families and clans believed that the deceased would enter another world, so they treated them as if they were still alive. Tombs were always carefully attended to, and the burial rituals varied based on the social status and background of the deceased. Tombs of emperors and officials were designed with great craftsmanship, and the locations were carefully selected by feng shui masters. The terrain had to be stable, free from natural disasters, and ideally near water or forests. The items placed in the tomb were meant to correspond to the status of the deceased. Civil officials were buried with sacred books, and their tombs always contained essential items like pens, ink, paper, and inkstones. Military officials' tombs required swords and spears, while tombs of those of higher social standing often included vast amounts of gold, silver, and precious jewels. However, the abundance of these valuable items in the tombs led to thieves who, driven by greed, would violate the tombs of the deceased. The Chinese, aware of tomb robbery for many generations, often designed tombs with defensive traps to deter thieves. Evidence of this can be found in numerous discoveries made by Chinese archaeologists, showcasing the ingenuity of ancient builders. One notable example occurred in 1981, when scientists discovered such a tomb in Xiangyang, Hubei province. During a construction project, workers unearthed a stone tablet with ancient inscriptions. Suspecting a tomb beneath the ground, they reported it to the local authorities. Immediately, a team of experts was dispatched to evaluate the site. One of the experts noted that the area's positive energy was strong, suggesting that the tomb's owner was likely a male official of military rank. However, given the tomb's age, the experts suspected that it may have been disturbed by grave robbers. Upon initial inspection, the experts easily detected signs of previous intrusion. However, when they reached the inner tomb, they were shocked to find that the tomb's door had not been forced open, and the dust around it remained undisturbed. After further investigation, the archaeologists discovered that the tomb was impervious to intrusion due to a cleverly designed trap intended to destroy any intruders. Upon excavation, they found numerous human remains scattered throughout the surrounding soil. The deeper they dug, the more mummified bodies emerged. It was estimated that around 80 sets of remains, dating back to various periods, were stacked around the tomb. The bodies were found in various positions. Upon examining the tomb's structure, the scientists concluded that the walls and ceiling were not made of ordinary earth, but had been replaced entirely with fine sand. This sand was very dry and loose, so when someone tried to dig into the tomb, the sand would flow through any gaps they created, filling the hole and blocking the path. The sand would continue to flow, sealing off any escape routes. Furthermore, hidden beneath the sand were sharp stones that posed a lethal danger to anyone who disturbed the tomb. The excavation team remarked, "Anyone who attempted to steal from this tomb would have only one way out: death." Given these features, the tomb has earned the title of the deadliest tomb in China, or even the tomb that kills. The mysterious stele on Mount Langya clears up a big misunderstanding about China's first emperor. When it comes to ancient China, the name Qin Shi Huang is likely not unfamiliar to you. However, for many who aren't acquainted, this name may sound rather unfamiliar, and you might wonder, who was Qin Shi Huang? For those who don't know, Qin Shi Huang is regarded as the first emperor of China. He is famous for unifying the 6 warring states and establishing a centralized empire, which marked the beginning of more than 2,000 years of imperial rule. Although he is often called the greatest emperor in history, when his name is mentioned, there are always two polarizing opinions. On one hand, people highly appreciate his vision and his ability to govern, grateful for his unification of the country. On the other hand, they criticize his brutality and bloodthirsty nature. But was Qin Shi Huang really the infamous tyrant that history often portrays? The answer began to emerge when experts uncovered a stone stele from the Qin Dynasty at an archaeological site on Mount Langya, located in Shandong Province, China, in 1921. This artifact, known as the Langya stele, stands 52 inches tall, 26 inches wide, and 14 inches thick, with 447 characters carved on its surface. What's noteworthy is that this stele was confirmed to have been engraved by high-ranking officials in the emperor's court, people who knew Qin Shi Huang very well, making it highly valuable for historical reference. The Langya stele documents Qin Shi Huang's unification of the empire, the establishment of counties, and the creation of a unified legal system. The stele also includes a statement that reflects the emperor's greatest ambition in life. It reads, "Now the emperor has pacified the 4 seas, built towns, and brought peace to the world." The phrase "peace to the world" here does not imply a hope for an eternal dynasty, but rather a genuine desire for the people to live in peace, free from chaos. Before the Qin dynasty, especially during the spring and autumn period and the warring states period, peace was a rare luxury for China, as warfare and bloodshed were nearly constant. Several other inscriptions on the stele emphasize the importance of peace during Qin Shi Huang's reign, such as, "The world is one family, no need for war," and "Eradicate disaster, put down weapons." The content of the inscriptions reflects the emperor's desire for long-lasting peace, which was one of the reasons he decided to build the Great Wall of China to protect the nation from the nomadic Xiongnu, who were attempting to invade. Additionally, the Langya stele disproves the cruel acts of burning books and burying scholars that have long been attributed to Qin Shi Huang. According to some historical records and legends, in 213 BCE, upon the suggestion of his chancellor Li Si, Qin Shi Huang ordered the burning of all books with content deemed harmful to the Qin state and the execution of scholars by burying them alive. However, the inscription on the stele found on Mount Langya suggests that this accusation against Qin Shi Huang was not entirely accurate. The emperor did not order the destruction of all books, but only those without value. Books on medicine, agriculture, and animal husbandry were preserved during this time. Furthermore, The act of burying scholars alive was not meant to punish innocent Confucian scholars, but rather to target alchemists who had deceived the emperor by claiming they could provide an elixir for immortality. After discovering these details from the stelae, experts believe that the brutal and savage acts often attributed to Qin Shi Huang were largely exaggerated by later generations, rather than being an accurate reflection of history. However, despite this, Qin Shi Huang was not without flaws. The emperor exploited the labor of his people to build grand projects for himself, such as his mausoleum and the A Fang Palace, causing dissatisfaction among the population. This contributed to the short-lived reign of the Qin Dynasty, which lasted only 15 years. So, what do you think about China's first emperor after learning about the story? Feel free to share your thoughts by leaving a comment below. The giant treasure in the bottomless cave. In 1983, a construction team in Guangzhou, China, unexpectedly discovered a bottomless cave while working on Mount Xianggang in the country. The workers who were present at the site, upon seeing the large dark cave, dared not enter and immediately alerted the local archaeological team. It is known that before starting the project in the Xianggang mountain area, the construction team had researched a lot of information about the mountain. According to rumors, this area was once a military fortress during wartime and was also believed to be the site of many rare and ancient treasures of China. During the feudal period, many generals chose to build their tombs on the sacred Mount Xianggang to protect the prosperity of their families for generations. Therefore, the construction team had anticipated the possibility of discovering something very interesting at this mountain. However, the discovery of a giant bottomless cave still came as a surprise. At that time, everyone at the site was curious and kept discussing the mysterious cave. Some speculated that this enormous bottomless cave could possibly be a treasure vault left behind by ancient people, where even a single item might be worth a fortune. Nevertheless, due to the size and darkness of the cave, no one dared to venture deep inside to investigate. Everyone waited outside for the contractor to notify the nearby local archaeological team. After securing the site and conducting an initial survey of the bottomless cave, the archaeological experts discovered that the cave resembled an ancient tomb of great value. When this news spread, everyone present was very excited, because if this was indeed an ancient tomb, the cave would hold great archaeological value. To explore the tomb, the archaeologists requested that higher authorities send additional personnel with professional tools to excavate the cave. Soon after, a large tomb was revealed, and the interior space was vast. Because it had been around for a long time, some of the walls inside had crumbled. However, based on the inscriptions found on them, the experts referred to ancient texts and recognized that the characters resembled those from the Western Han period. At this point, the archaeological work was divided into two teams. One team reviewed the ancient texts, while the other continued the excavation. After many days of digging, the entire tomb appeared before their eyes. Not only was it large in scale, but the artifacts buried inside were also of very high quality. The archaeologists found a giant bronze tripod, a massive screen, and many other precious treasures. Clearly, this ancient tomb had not been damaged by thieves and was very well preserved. This news greatly thrilled the entire archaeological team. In addition to the tripod and bronze screen, the experts also discovered many weapons and equipment, such as swords, guns, spears, finely crafted golden armor, and a chariot placed at the center of the tomb. However, based solely on these artifacts, the archaeologists were still unable to determine the identity of the tomb's owner. It wasn't until they found a square seal carved from gold among the buried items that the owner's identity was immediately revealed. The seal was inscribed with the words, "Seal of Emperor Wen," proving that it was the imperial seal of Emperor Wen. Emperor Wen, also known as King Zhaohu, was the second king of Nanyue, the son of the first king, Zhao To. In conclusion, this discovery continues to bring great joy to the archaeological community in China. After all, preserving so many cultural relics that have not been stolen or destroyed is highly significant, as they serve as evidence of the ancient people's existence. The tomb that was only 334 square feet, but full of gold. In the spring of 2000, a large explosion occurred in Daihong Village, Changshan Town, Zhangchang County, Hubei Province, China. Although it happened during the Chinese Lunar New Year, The sound of the explosion was quite different from the typical firecrackers, causing the villagers to panic. Immediately, the police were dispatched to the scene. Upon investigation, they discovered a black hole on the ground, which, though not very deep, led to an ancient tomb. The village chief contacted the Provincial Cultural Relics Bureau to report the situation. After being alerted, a group of archaeological experts arrived at the site and confirmed that this was indeed an ancient tomb. As a result, a rescue excavation was promptly initiated. Initially, the excavation faced difficulties due to the tomb's sturdy structure. The experts had to destroy a massive stone gate to enter. However, they considered this a good sign, indicating that the explosion had not damaged the tomb's interior. But their excitement quickly turned to disappointment as they discovered the tomb was relatively small. After measuring, they found its area to be just 334 square feet. The tomb was also filled with a significant amount of water. Archaeologists assumed that such a small tomb would not contain many burial items, and those that were submerged in water for so long might have been severely damaged. This excavation seemed to be more of a loss than a gain. However, the experts decided to bring in several high-powered pumps, hoping to uncover the identity of the tomb's owner. Soon after, they discovered a stele inside the tomb. The stele, about 3.8 feet tall, was affixed to the fourth wall. The inscription on the stele was divided into two parts. One read, "Tomb of King Liang Zhuang," and the other read, "Inscriptions of Queen Liang Zhuang." The archaeologists immediately recognized that this was the tomb of King Liang Zhuang, Zhu, a prince of the Ming Dynasty, along with his wife. According to the Ming history of China, King Liang Zhuang was the ninth son of the Ming Emperor Renzong, the fourth emperor of the Ming Dynasty. Zhu was granted the title of king in the 22nd year of the Yongle reign. His residence was in Anlu Prefecture, now Zhangchang, Hubei Province. Later, as he had no sons, he lost his title. He only had two daughters, Princess Xin Ning and Princess Ning Yuan. Upon learning this, the archaeologists were thrilled. Some even couldn't hide their excitement, saying, "We thought this small tomb wouldn't contain anything, but it turns out we found something incredibly valuable." So why were the experts so enthusiastic about the tomb of King Liang Zhuang? The reason for their excitement was that as a prince, King Liang Zhuang was believed to have a considerable fortune buried with him. Ancient Chinese culture held that death is like life, meaning that people continued their lives in the afterlife. As such, the ancient Chinese often placed many valuable items in tombs for the deceased. Furthermore, since King Liang Zhuang had no sons, it was expected that most of his wealth would be buried with him. True to expectations, as they cleared away the mud, the burial items began to emerge. According to archaeologists who were at the tomb, gold, silver, and jewels were found everywhere. It could be said that this was the most luxurious tomb they had ever seen, with such a large number of burial items that its scale rivaled that of royal tombs. Though the tomb only covered 334 square feet, King Liang Zhuang's tomb contained a massive amount of cultural relics. After counting, the experts found 5,300 valuable cultural artifacts, excluding smaller items. Most of these were made of gold, silver, jade, precious stones, and porcelain. The total weight of the gemstone inlaid jewelry was estimated at 35 pounds, the silver weighed 29 pounds, and the precious stones weighed 31 pounds. A gold ingot was valued at approximately 129,000. The 700 gemstones used for inlaying the jewelry were a diverse range, including rubies, jade, emeralds, and cat's eye stones, all of the highest quality. Notably, there was a sapphire weighing 200 carats, which was confirmed to be the largest ever found in China. Some of the relics found in the tomb were believed to have been imported from foreign countries. Among the artifacts was a gold base with a block of exquisitely crafted jade on top. Additionally, the gold belts inlaid with jade and carved with dragon motifs were highly regarded for the skill of the craftsman. According to experts, the gold, silver, and jewel-encrusted artifacts in King Liang Zhuang's tomb could be considered national treasures. Their value was estimated to be in the tens of thousands of billions of dollars, a sum that could purchase hundreds of luxury mansions. The excavation of King Liang Zhuang's tomb and the discovery of these treasures was a major event in the archaeological community in China at the time. These relics also helped future generations understand more about the life of the royal family during the Ming Dynasty. So why did a prince like King Liang Zhuang possess such a fortune, comparable to that of an emperor? According to archaeological experts, King Liang Zhuang's immense wealth was due to the prosperous time he lived in during the Ming Dynasty. When his father passed away, his older brother, Zhu Jiwei, ascended the throne as Emperor Ming Xuanzong. Emperor Xuanzong then issued an edict granting the royal family, including his brothers, substantial wealth with amounts equivalent to about $2 million USD. King Liang Zhuang, however, was granted double that amount. The items that King Liang Zhuang received were collected by Zheng He, a famous explorer of the Ming court. Zheng He was appointed by Emperor Yongle to command a large fleet to explore and gather knowledge of foreign countries. According to the Voyages of the Treasure Fleet by Ma Huan during the Ming Dynasty, Zheng He's fleet acquired many precious stones from various places, including jade and rubies. This is why King Liang Zhuang's tomb contains so many gold, silver, and precious stones. China is truly vast and mysterious, isn't it? Perhaps the archaeological discoveries today have helped shed some light on the many mysteries of the country's history and culture. So, what impresses you the most? Let me know by commenting below. For now, goodbye and see you next time.